You've seen how to get data by using the input function, and you have seen how you can display data using the print function. But let's look a little closer at that print function. Let's go ahead and open a brand new file, and I'm going to save that file as myoutput.py. And after you put your comments in, we're going to go ahead and get the data for first name, and we're going to do that same thing. We're going to do it for last name, and let's go ahead and get the age. And this will gather our data for us. Now, we want to go ahead and display the data after we gather the data. Now, we've already seen we can do that. Very simple, right? You just use the print method. You say print s first name, and that will print it out. And if you said print s last name, that would print it out on the next line. But what if we wanted to print them on the same line? Python allows you to do some cool stuff with the print method. All you have to do is separate each variable by a comma. This now says go print the first name, the last name, and the age. Let's run that, see how it looks. So we'll go ahead and type in Python and the name of the program, which is myoutput.py. First name, Jane Eyre, age 50, and it prints off Jane Eyre 50. And if you notice, it printed off each element separated by a space, and that's what the comma is telling the system. By default, it says print off the value, print a space. Print off the value, print a space. Now it has nothing to do with that space right there. If I did this, the output would still look the same. It's because the default separator for the print method is a space. And you can actually change that. We could come over to here and say we want the separator, sep equals, to be a hyphen. Go ahead and save that. Let's run it again. Jane Eyre 50. Now instead of using a space, it separates it with the dash. The other thing is that the print method allows for you to specify what the ending character should be. Now by default, let's go ahead and back up. Let's do another print right here. We'll just say print howdy doody. And let's run it one more time. Jane Eyre 50, and it prints off Jane Eyre 50 with the howdy doody right there. What if we came over here and we said that we want our end character to be an exclamation point? And let's run it one more time. Now it prints off the data separated by a hyphen because of the sep. And then at the end of that statement, instead of doing a brand new enter or a carriage return line feed to the next line, it prints off an exclamation point. Now you might think, well, is that why howdy doody had an exclamation point? Well, that's what we did right there. So let's go and change that. Let's get rid of howdy doody exclamation point and just say howdy doody. Jane, sorry, it's now Jane Eyre 50. So this actually says, instead of dropping to the next line, just display the exclamation. Well, what if we said this? We want a space. Run it one more time. Now it just stays on the same line. We can control how the lines are being separated. If you want to keep printing on the same line, just change the end value to be a space. Or we don't even have to make it a space. We could just do that, an empty character. Run it one more time. Now it just concatenates or puts the next sentence right next to the previous one, and it doesn't drop it to the next line. We can use something called escape characters though, and we're going to learn that in just a moment, but I'll put one in here. /n says go to a new line. Prints on multiple lines. And you might say, well, that was the default anyway. It is. But what if we did this? Try a /n hyphen and let's see what happens. Now it said go to a new line and start the next line with the hyphen. What if we said /n? One more time. Now it prints off the current line, adds the hyphen, goes to the new line, and then prints the next line. So you can modify how this prints using the sep value, which is the character used to separate these values, and the end, which says how do you move to the next line or what do you do at the end of this print statement. One other thing, I put a single character there. What if I put multiple characters? And I could put any word, anything I wanted. Run it one more time. This just goes to show that the sep can actually be more than one character if you want.